Hi, welcome to your online class today. My name is Trista. Today we're going to be practicing for 30 minutes and working right into our deep abdominals, deep core work today. So you won't need any props, but definitely bring your A game. We're gonna get started right now. Welcome to class, everybody. We're gonna get started. Find your mat or somewhere comfortable that you can work into the floor. We're gonna start by laying down today. You're gonna put your feet in a flat position in line with your hips, knees to the ceiling, and then slowly lay down until your whole spine lands on the floor. We're gonna take the hands to the front of the pelvis, and your elbows are just gonna tap out to the ground. Initially, whenever we're working into core work, it's always a really efficient practice to tap into your breathing as it lands naturally, especially when you change perspectives in your positioning, right? We're usually standing upright, we're feeling the breath kind of in front of ourselves. When we allow ourselves to change orientation and to get a little bit more intentional, you can really feel how the breath moves around the body and can really create a chain of events through the movement as you breathe deeper and more intentionally. So placing the hands on your pelvis, I just want you to notice first where your pelvis is. Are you feeling really arched? Are you feeling really rounded? Try to move it up and down into some pelvic tilts so that you can feel as neutral through your low back as possible. For some of us, depending on the amount of natural curve you have, you might feel a little bit more tucked under to feel safer. If you feel like you're really flat, you might feel a little bit more arched. So just try to find that place that feels good to land in. You're not having to really force anything. Elbows wide will help the shoulders just integrate into the floor. And the same thing that you did with your low back, I want you to just move around with your head and your neck just so you feel really grounded and neutral. We are not trying to tuck the chin to your throat, and we are not trying to lift the chin to the ceiling. You want to feel the back of your rib cage pretty firmly into the floor. This is where the breath is going to really come in handy. On your next few moments, you're going to shut the eyes so you can really get more intuitive into the space of the body. On your inhale and exhale, I don't want you to put any emphasis on pushing or pulling. Just allow yourself to experience the breath as it's landing in the body. You're going to notice, though, when you breathe in, however you're breathing it, how it pulls to the back of you. So often, again, we really experience the breath where we can see it most directly in front of the chest. But notice on your inhale how it's expanding behind the back. Where do you feel that imprint into the floor when you breathe deeply? Are you feeling it behind the shoulders, in between shoulder blades, somewhere around that low back area, or even into the bottom base of your rib cage? Just allowing that breath to kind of expand in ways, pushing against the floor in ways that it doesn't normally do. When you exhale, travel along mentally into that front belly space. Where does the breath move in the stomach? Do you feel that inhale allowing that lower rib cage to expand? And when you exhale, what rises and falls? Generally, the belly is going to draw down towards the floor. As you start feeling full and empty through your breathing, I want you to just allow for that exhale emptying to take that full front in towards that center line, more towards the seam of your front body. And then you're gonna also exhale and think zipping up everything along that center line. It doesn't have to be aggressive. Just imagine kind of wrapping around from the sides and then growing up and down from your pubic bone to your sternum to collarbone. So everything gets really integrated. Now your breath from here, we're gonna try to go in and out of the nose if that's available to you. You can always breathe however feels best for you though. Always make those choices that are most satisfying. From here, we're gonna take the hands from the hips and we're gonna place them down on your mat. When you're on your mat, you're gonna try to push through first finger and thumb and then draw the outer shoulder down to the floor. Check in. Did that make you arch your chest a lot from the ground? Try to push the back bottom ribs down into the floor without changing the architecture of your spine. So you're not tucking under to do it in your tailbone and you're not curling your shoulders up to do it. Everything in isolation. Now from there, we're gonna do a little bit more in our pelvis. You're gonna arch the low back quite a bit. Try to take it to that fuller range of motion. And now you're gonna intentionally tuck under and feel that curling of the low spine. Moving through those two planes to get a grasp of how it changes everything around those spaces in your spine. Using your inhales and your exhales to really feel out the movement pattern and what feels the most effective for you. Again, generally exhales are going to help your low belly stay really connected and that abdominal wall to the support in the movements we make. So I like to curl on the exhale, feel that movement in, and then inhale to arch. Try to land somewhere between those 2 points. We're gonna walk the feet a little bit closer. So now we're back in our neutral spine, heavy in the head, but loose in your neck. Take a big breath in, expand your back into the floor. On your exhale, tuck under in your tailbone. We're gonna articulate and lift to a bridge. This first bridge, try to hold space for it with your breathing as it happens. Think about lengthening the front of your pelvis, and then you're gonna try to really squeeze right where your butt cheek meets your thigh bone. Place your hands on the floor really flat. Feel the back of your shoulders pressing down. So there's a lot of effort involved in the back side of the body. You may not think of this as core, but it absolutely is a part of the equation. We want to feel balanced from the strength of the front to the strength of the back to really feel balanced and healthy in our bodies throughout the day. Kick your heels down, relax through your throat, take another big breath in. And then we're gonna articulate, exhale, tuck under and lower all the way back down. So you can really feel an integration of your spinal movement. Let that neutral happen at the bottom, inhale, exhale, tuck under and lift. So we're gonna move with the flow of the breath. You're gonna inhale at the top, exhale, tuck under and lower all the way back down. Do it again, inhale at the bottom, exhale, tuck under and lift. Press through the hands, feel integrated into the floor where you have contact. Tuck and lower. This next time you lift, we're gonna stay up in that bridge position. Kick the feet down, try to lift all 10 toes. Make sure you feel really safe in your knees, safe in your low back. You're gonna tap down through your seat, so less articulation, and then right back up to bridge. Tap it down, lift it up. Now notice as you're moving up and down, you can do this 1 breath per gesture, which is really nice and controlled. Or breathe just as you can, really organically. You don't have to lift to your highest hip ever. Try to lift to the point where you can feel it happening from your glute and your hamstring strength. If you're not sure how to engage through the hamstrings, when you lift this next time, I want you to imagine your heels pulling towards your back, and that's gonna get everything to light up. Good. We're gonna stay at the top of this next one. Really feel the strength of that underside. Again, no pressure in your neck. We're gonna open the knees. You're gonna roll out to the outer edge of your feet, strong flexion in your ankle, and then push right back into that positioning. Open and closed. Getting everything nice and primed behind you. Feeling strong through the legs, but soft in your breathing. Good. We're gonna add in. So you're gonna open and close, tap down and up. Open, close, tap down and up. And as you're moving through this, you're gonna try to keep the hips level. Noticing that space in the front. Try not to let your low back get crunchy. When you start to feel the resistance of the hips lifting, you don't wanna lift higher by overly arching in your chest and your rib cage. You still wanna really activate the underside. Good. We're gonna hold this next bridge again, stay everything really grounded and even. Now we're gonna do a little hip dipping. So you're gonna relax your right butt cheek, drop that hip down, push through your right heel, lift through the right butt cheek. Other side, left hip tilts, kick and lift. Switch sides. So you're activating one side at a time, using those major muscle groups of the legs, feeling extended through the front line. Only dipping as far as you feel safe, right? You don't want to feel like you're torquing your low back. Good. Keep your knees in line with your toes. And this one you should feel very anchored on each side of your foot, from big toe to pinky toe on the ball of your foot to the heel. Good, good. We're gonna do 2 more on each side. One. Last set, one. Big lift here at the end. Articulate to go down. The moment your hips land, take it into neutral. We're gonna lift the right leg up to tabletop position. We're gonna take that foot down for a lower and lift. When the hips are on the floor in this, it should feel very supportive, especially with your left leg down as well. Same thing is happening with your arms. Your arms aren't just kind of hanging and sitting on the floor. You are pressing the palms down, using the ground to integrate the chest and shoulders into that neutral. The leg is moving away from you from your thigh bone and then back up. Try not to move from your knee joint. And you are not arching your low back to move your leg. Good, take it to 45. So the leg bone will mirror your standing leg, the upper leg bone, and then back in. Can you kick your standing foot down as you lengthen your extended leg out? So you have a lot of energy from the ground. Good, take it out to 45. Take it down, lift it up, draw it in. Only go as far down as you can manage the pelvis, right? Everything in this low area, the bowl of your pelvis, is neutral. You are not flip-flopping or feeling like you're whiplashing. Out, down, up, and in. 2 more. Last one. Bring it in, switch your feet. Left leg to tabletop position. You want the stack, lower down and up. Work from a 90-degree angle from the pelvis and from the knee. Push your right heel, activate the kick so you're feeling very engaged through the whole body line. Every exhale is an opportunity to draw the belly button and all of that space of your middle, corseting it in. Take it to your 45, out and in. Good, let's do it to our lowered position. So you're gonna go out at that angle only as far down as you feel like you can manage it, and then back up. Out, down, up, in. I like to imagine reaching the leg away from my hip as much as I can without changing the orientation of the hips or the spine. So there's a lot of energy in that movement from the center. You can flare the toes. That often helps to access both sides of your leg, inner and outer. 2 more. Good, 1 more from here, you got it. Good, bring that foot down, take a big breath in, exhale, lift both hips up to your bridge. Press through your palms. We're gonna shift the weight to the left leg. Lift your right leg up to tabletop position. Same thing, down and up. So just noticing already with the hips in the air, wow, it's quite a different experience when you don't have both hips supporting you on the floor. We're now getting into the front line of the right side, but the back line of the left side. So you wanna make sure there's no dipping on one side as we go for this. You're not gripping the arch of the standing foot on the ground. Use your arms to guide it. Take it to tabletop, 45, out and in. It's heavy work for that left leg, so do your best. Breathing fully. Little shaky is fine, and remember, you can always bring your hips to the floor if you need to. 45, down and then up. Don't go down as far if it feels like it's unmanageable to lift back up, especially with both hips off the floor. You guys thought we were just gonna do crunches this entire time. Tricked ya. Good. Last one. When it comes back in, don't think too much about it. Just put your right foot down, lift your left leg up. That'll feel so good for now. And then you're gonna lift up and down. Lower and lift. Don't let that hip drop. Let's take it to 45. Out and in. Push the hips up. Soften the toes on the ground. Lengthen out, go down, up, and in. Again, only go as far down as you feel safe. That front of the hip on the left side might not be able to handle as low as you were able to go earlier. Good, last 2. And 1. Bring it all the way back in. Bring that foot down. Keep the hips in the air. Take your right leg up to the ceiling. You're gonna tap down in your hips. And then imagine something is lifting or someone is lifting your ankle right back up. Down, up, down, up. Push through the ground. Hold the hips up, cross your right ankle over your left thigh bone. Let that knee go wide, but don't drop the hip too much. Same up and down. You will notice, because now you have your ankle above your thigh bone, almost stacked above your heel, this will feel a little bit easier. It's because you have like almost a second floor with your foot and your thigh bone. You want to connect that more intentionally by imagining your thigh bone pushing into your ankle. Keep the ankle strong and extension or flexion so you're not stretching your ankle out when you do this. Last one, big lift. Take your leg up to the ceiling again, fold it down, switch legs, left leg up. Lower the hips and lift. Big thrust. Imagine being pulled away from the ground. Use your arms. You shouldn't be cupping the floor. Push through first finger and thumb. Try not to let your standing knee open and close. Full breathing. Hold it up. Take the ankle across. Lift the hips. Keep dropping down and up. Good. Feel the strength of that bottom leg really pushing up into that top ankle. Level the hips. Relax through your throat. Relax through your jaw. Are you squeezing your lips together? Let's do 2 more. Last one, big lift. Hold the hips up. Take the leg to the ceiling first. Fold the leg down next and then draw it down. Good job. Feet stay flat. Wiggle your spine a little bit. Make sure you're feeling, again, anchored to neutral. We're gonna take one hand at a time behind the back of your head. Elbows are gonna go nice and wide. Take a full breath in. Exhale, lift and crunch up. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. So these are your basic crunch curls. What we're trying to do is lift to the base of the ribs. Like, think about that's how high you could go. So it's not quite a sit-up, it's still a curl, but you're also not tucking under in your pubic bone when you do this. Really try to keep the low back in your neutral position. Also notice my throat isn't being bullied. I'm not tucking the chin to the throat at all. I'm keeping my elbows nice and wide. We're gonna lift up, cross over towards the left, pull to the center higher, and then go down. Lift up, exhale, cross over, center, and down. Up, over, center, and down. Up, over, center, and down. Keep going. Up, over, center, and down, and up, over, center, and down. Hold your center. Lift both legs off the floor. Tabletop position, hips width distance. You can flex or point to the ankles, maybe move through it and see which one feels better for you. I'm gonna hold flexion. I like that feeling of kick without necessarily having something to push into. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, crunch up through your torso. Twist to the left. Kick your right leg out 245. Pull it all back to the center. Draw it down. Exhale, lift, other side. Twist across, center, and down. It is a bicycle crunch, but much more controlled. Not for speed, for the movement pattern itself. Push that leg out. We're gonna hold this next one, cross over, leg extends, draw the leg down and up, down and up. Try to keep your elbows spread. Imagine that opposing armpit moving towards the thigh bone without letting your thigh bone come in. This is not like a pinch towards the center feeling. We're really feeling strong through that low body. Good, last one. Come in and up to center and then down, inhale. Exhale, lift. Other side, pull across, extend out, go up and down with that extended leg, keeping your standing leg in position. Don't, try not to let it move too much. Lift from your back. It's super fun. Stay with it. Last two. All the way back to center with control, and then bring it down. Good job. Hands down next to your pelvis, palms to the floor. You're gonna hug in your knees, pull to the center, let your pubic bone lift a little bit, and then let's kick out to 45 both legs. Pull it back to your tabletop neutral, and then kick out from there. So noticing that difference when you do pull past your hip, what changes in your low back? So we're not gonna let this happen from there. Just that first time, you're gonna come back to the tabletop, kick out, and then draw in. Kick out, and then draw in. So 45 is too far with both legs, go higher. Right, I'd rather you keep well-aligned low back than start to really feel this whiplashing feeling. Pause in your tabletop position. We're gonna take the arms up over the head, take a big breath in, close your rib cage in the front, crunch up, reach your arms towards the legs, but hover from the floor. You're gonna kick out and then draw in, maintaining the upper body. Out and in, out and in. Now you can do this with pointed extended angles too. It can kind of feel nice that way. Now hold the in of the legs. Inhale the arms up, go down. Let the legs come out long. Exhale, crunch up and in. Inhale, go out with both ends. Exhale, crunch it back up. Don't pass tabletop position when you come up. Crunch up. Hold this next crunch. We're gonna take a hold of the right leg, let it come to you. Take your left leg to 45. Switch, crunch up higher between. You can bounce twice, exhale, exhale. Inhale to switch. Keep higher and higher in your chest. No crunching your throat. This would be the moment that you could pull your knee into more compression for the hip. Let's take it to an extended leg. Right leg up, left leg long. Pull up higher, get a little hamstring stretch out of it. Inhale to switch, exhale to pull. Draw your elbows in towards the leg line. Try not to go out so you're not crowding your neck with your arm strength. Good job. We've got 2 more. Right to left. Bring both legs up, head down. Now hug everything in. You can go a little wider, make a big circle with your knees. Out to in. Good job. Nice. Let's bring the feet flat. You're gonna then take the legs nice and long. We're gonna take the hands behind the back of the head for a very specific roll up. You're gonna flex the heels. You wanna think about, or flexing the ankles, you're gonna kick the heels with really heavy legs. So it doesn't mean like kicking the legs to where your heels lift off the floor. You're gonna think about a little softness behind the knees, quads lifted, heavy in your sacral hip bones. Your elbows are gonna spread wide so you can really feel nice and wide in your chest, but then try not to arc your upper back away from the floor. Pull the back of the chest down and relax your throat again. We're gonna take an inhale, spread the elbows wide. On your exhale, pull your elbows in towards your face without bullying your neck. You're gonna slowly curl up for your roll up. Think about your elbows having strings tied. Just let the struggle happen, kick, kick, kick. Pull your elbows, you're gonna C-curve all the way into your legs. Elbows may be touching the thigh bones or knees. Once you feel that, keep that belly lifted. You're gonna then spread your elbows open to a flat back at whatever angle you can from your legs. Think tailbone flare, chest open, elbows wide, extend. Belly is still very much cinched in. You're gonna come upright with all of that height. Kick through your heels, quads are lifted. We're gonna lean it back just a little bit. When you start to feel the tension and even more so in the front, you're gonna scoop at the lowest part of your belly. Tuck under. Keep your elbows wide. Lower with heavy legs, strong kick, scoop, scoop, scoop every single vertebrae of your spine until you get all the way to the bottom. Inhale, exhale, let's do it again. Elbows to your face first. Heavy legs, curl, curl, curl. C-curve all the way to the top. Elbows towards your knees. No bullying your neck. Now spread open. Think fanning wide, like a flower unwrapping from the center. Now get taller through the crown of your head, lean it back, hinge, and then scoop through the low belly, round all the way down, chin last, head last, elbows wide. So hard when you do it that way. Big breath in. Exhale, one more. Elbows in, lift, heavy legs, heavy legs, heavy legs. Good, touch the legs if you can. Unfurl, get nice and extended through the spine. We're gonna land at the top this time, all the way up. Let your arms come down to the sides. Take one hand to each butt cheek, move the flesh out of the way. We're gonna work into some hip flexor because we sure know that's part of the core center. So I would say you can take one foot in this if you want and hold the shin as an option. The more you lean back, the more accessible it will be. The more vert you are directly stacked, the more challenging it will be for this leg. So you can kind of do that depending on what feels best for you. You can also lean away from yourself this way or even this way with the hands. So try to pick a position that just feels doable. We're gonna take the position, we're gonna take that right leg, we're gonna lift up and down. I always joke with my classes here, I always skip these when I teach them because they always make me so mad. Your hip flexor and your pelvic floor center tends to be a place of all foundation and like stability in your roots. So if you tend to get angry when you're doing hip flexor work, that's pretty normal. Just do your best to breathe through it. It tends to be a very weak place for a lot of us, and it tends to also create a lot of tension in other spaces in low back issues. So the more we work this, the better. You can play with the ankle movement, right? I like to move from flexion to extension just to kind of figure out what's gonna help me tap into that better. Okay, we're gonna hold it up at a height that's manageable, little circles. I know. Lift your chest, try not to crowd it. Other direction. 3, 2, 1, put it down, climb right back up to the top, extend that leg out that you were holding if you had it, bend that knee in. We're not thinking too hard today, we are just moving and grooving to get this 30 minutes done. Lean back, up and down, up and down. Play with the ankle, kind of figuring out what orientation feels best. Shoulders are not crowding your neck. Feel all the feelings. Hold it up, little circles. Ugh. Switch directions. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, come all the way back up. Bring 2 feet in, bend your knees open. Distance is really up to you. The wider out, usually it helps get a little bit more to the outer leg. You can move the flesh out of the way too, again, if you need to. Chest up, big breath in. Exhale, fold over the legs, head heavy. You can gently press into the knees for a little bit more. Just be gentle with yourself. You don't want to push too hard. We also don't want to get to the point where we're creating tension at the top of the body to find stretch somewhere else. Unnecessary tension. Take another big breath along the back side. Exhale, drop the weight of the head. Slowly lift all the way back up to the top. Take your hands to your knee thighs, pull it in. Scoot your booty forward. We're gonna take the arms out and then we're just gonna slowly lower all the way down to the bottom. We're gonna take one more bridge to get that front of the hip space a little bit more open. Big breath in. Exhale, tuck under, lift your seat up. Lengthen the front line of the pelvis. Feel how strong you've gotten just in this 30 minutes, big breath. Exhale, tuck under and lower all the way down. Windshield wiper the knees. Take a moment to lengthen out to a position of your choosing, whether that's butterfly position in the legs or extending the legs long and the arms by the sides. We're coming to our final rest so that you can reintegrate back into your day. Check back into all of those points you started with, noticing the back of your rib cage as you breathe in. What points of contact do you feel into the floor when you're inhaling and you're exhaling? How does your energy feel? Do you feel any pulsating through the strength of your muscles along the front line? Just gathering information, getting to know yourself. Take one more big breath in and a big breath out. Take your time to come up to a position that you can then rework back into your day, or stay here and rest for a little bit longer if you want to continue your meditation. It has been my pleasure. We'll see you next time.